chose to come to estates to reach out to people that I feel have been betrayed by a system, ignored. We see all other minority groups excelling in education, having funding, money, support, whilst our own communities are being ignored. This isn't a vote for Tommy Robinson. This is a vote for every single one of you. I will donate 100% of the money given to me to victims of sexual exploitation. I want you. I'm asking every one of you. Send them all a message. Send the establishment a message. Send the media a message. Send them a message on betrayal, on censorship. How many people are fed up of the censorship against free speech so we can think freely and speak freely in our country? I'm fed up! We're all fed up! I've had enough! If you're fed up, put me in the middle of them, please! Let me walk in there. I just walked into a meeting at Manchester Council building of all of the MEPs and their agents. They are so far detached from who we are. They don't live where we live. They don't experience what we experience. Labour Party, the Labour Party is a party that should be representing communities like this. 90% of their MPs are middle class. Every time there's an election, they must laugh. Look at what they do, and they get voted back in again and again and again. The two parties, Conservatives and Labour, they're exactly the same. The same schools, they all went to the same schools. They're career politicians. What I'm asking you to do on the 23rd of May is start a political revolution. When I was put in prison, illegally put in prison, 30,000 people marched on the streets, 700,000 people signed petitions. A movement was built. That movement wasn't about me as an individual. It was about a feeling of people who feel voiceless, who feel betrayed. And I'm not perfect, and I don't say I'm perfect. I don't claim to be standing here polishing a halo on my head. Okay? And the fact that I'm not perfect, the fact that I am every one of you. We all make mistakes. But the difference is, I genuinely care. I love our country. I love you. I love our people. Okay? For too long, British people have stood and watched, quite literally, as our country has been desecrated, it's been raped, it's been abused. And I'm asking every one of you, please give me the satisfaction of walking in there on the 23rd of May. I'm already saying if support turns to votes, we're winning. The whole thing is a joke. The whole system is a joke. This is about pretending to the British population that we actually have a democracy and we have any rights within Europe. We have no rights. We are governed by people in Brussels that none of us elected, that none of us can get rid of, that none of us have any choice about. Since the Marrakesh Agreement, as of next year, they changed the rules. You used to be able to veto things. We used to be able to disagree and opt out. They changed the rules to only 65%. 65% of the people within the party, within Europe, have to agree. So they can basically do what they want. The forced migration of so-called refugees across Europe. The change of our identity and culture. The attack on who we are. Do you think Nigel Farage has ever been to an estate like this? Ever in his life? Now, for all the great thing he's done, and he deserves respect for working his whole life to fight the European Union, but it's more of the same. Yeah, we'll get out of Europe, and what will the Brexit Party be? There'll be another politically correct party who will refuse to talk about the issues that affect us. Journalists used to come to Luton Town Centre. That's where I'm from, and they'd interview me. And I'd say get out of the town centre, okay? You want to hear how people feel, get out of the town centre and go to the estates. That's why we've chose to come here. That's why for the remainder of our campaign, for the next 14 nights, we'll be going to the estates. The forgotten estates, where people have been forgotten, where they don't have representation. I saw again, every city I'm going to, the local MP. I went to a Jewish area the other day. I went to Prestwich, and the local MP has said how my division is not welcome. My division's not welcome in Prestwich. And he said this in an article in The Guardian. The Guardian's the most anti-Semitic newspaper in the country. And he's a Jewish MP. It just showed that even in that community, that their MP is so out of touch with the people. Because everywhere I walked, I got an amazing reception of every Jewish person I met. 82% of people in some of these wards don't vote. 82%. 22 million people did not vote at the last general election. More people didn't vote than voted for Brexit. What we need to do is get those people who didn't vote, those people who feel so disillusioned with politics, and tell them that we want to create something. We want to create a voice based on honesty, based on truth, not politically correct, and based on the interests of British people first. The reason they've even portrayed Brexit is because they think no one's going to do anything. They don't care. They look around, they don't care. They test the reaction time and time again. And until we galvanise, until we politicise our families, we have to be talking about how important democracy is. And I'm one of the people that never voted. The only way we will win, is if we start taking their seats. So please, 23rd of May, everyone here, thank you, vote for me.